You're live, you're live. Welcome, everybody. We're diving again in Grand Cayman. I'm Graham Wallington, and I'm on the surface this time. And down underwater, we've got Nikai. And so, go for it.
Hey guys, welcome to DiveLive, where it's our first underwater interactive event where we get to dive and see the amazing life while being out of the water. So, join us on a fantastic adventure, and let's go find some cool, amazing creatures out here today. Now, we are currently diving right off of a dive site called Casuarina Reef, which is located off of Don Foster's dive. And we are at about 10 meters of water, about 30 feet deep, and we're going to go search out this fantastic reef to see what kind of creatures we can find out here today.
So, Nikai, what's that I see in front of you over there? There's some kind of like object or something there.
Yeah, that is another underwater sculpture that some staff members at Don Foster's Dive has created. Kind of like an artificial reef here. We may spot a few more, just like in that previous Dive Live where we found that diver sculpture. Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. I see there's lots of people joining us. There's Tony, Heather, Sophia, Summer, Barbara, Steve, Diana. Thank you all for joining us, and Tonya just joined in as well. We're back at it again. This is probably going to be the last dive that we do for a little while, live from Grand Cayman. We've had a great time. And just a reminder, please, to all of you that haven't already jumped on board and become part of our campaign, you can go to divelive.wildearth.tv and become a part of this whole mission and help support and turn DiveLive into the success that it can be. Let's see, Susie would like us to find her a raccoon butterfly fish. Now, do we even get raccoon butterfly fishes here?
Can you say that again, Graham?
Sure, Susie wants us to find a raccoon butterfly fish.
A raccoon butterfly fish, okay. I have seen abandoned butterfly fish around here, but I have not yet seen a raccoon butterfly fish yet. If I do, I'll try to find it out. Right in front of us right now is a nice school, a variety of school of red snappers, or also mahogany snappers due to the red trim on the back of their tail there. Also along them is a little school of goatfish. And you can tell they're goatfish with the little barbs that are right underneath their chin. And they use those little barbs to dig in the sand and look for any critters that they don't like to eat inside the sand there.
Okay, and just a little note here from Stacy. She's just reminding us that she's still waiting for that octopus. So if we managed to find that octopus, Stacy'd like to see that.
Okay. Well, octopus are nocturnal creatures, so they generally come out at night. But we will try to find some, hopefully maybe the cracks and crevices down here today. You also got these dog snappers right here with the yellow fins, or the yellow-tail fins back there, as well hanging with this school of mahogany snappers there.
It looks beautiful, hey? It is so beautiful.
Oh, yes. It is very beautiful down here.
Lots of people mentioning how beautiful it looks, from Karen and Darlene and Diana and everyone. So that's really amazing. And it's all good to have you with us. Julia wants to know, do we have spiny lobster here?
Ooh, we do have spiny lobsters here. I'll definitely look out for some. They definitely like to hang in a lot of ledges. So I'll definitely look out for any of those spiny lobsters. This will be my signal for one of those creatures out there today, for sure.
And Heather would like to know, what is the largest fish you get in this area?
Ooh, another great question. There is a variety of large fish that we get out here today. Whether it could be really a common one is the tarpon. Really huge, long silverfish. Can get about 2 meters long, or about 6 feet. Got big old black beady eyes, almost like a dorsal fin like a shark. But they actually feed off a small fish called silver sides. And that's a very common big fish out here. If it's not them, There'll be groupers, amberjacks, barjacks. So there's quite a variety of big fish that like to live around here. Even your barracudas, too, we can get them here.
So, Nikai, Tiva would like you to focus on a particular piece of coral and tell us all about it.
Alrighty. Let's have a look over here. Now, kind of just growing. It's very young, but they're called figure coral right here. Now, at the moment, it looks like a little ball of lumps, but as it starts growing, it almost starts growing like little fingers and slowly spreading across the coral reef there. As you can see, though, the polyps are still out. They generally like to feed in the daytime, this kind of creature, whereas other coral like to feed in the nighttime.
We got another question here from Tonya. She wants to know, are there any lionfish over here?
Can you say that question again?
Sure. Tonya would like to know, are there any lionfish over here?
Now, great question, Sonia. We do get lionfish around here. Of course, the dive instructors like to go around dive sites, even the sites that are in between those dive sites, and actually call those lionfish because they are an invasive species of the Cayman Islands. There is no natural predators for them. So we do go out and spray those lionfish, and they're actually very delicious to eat. Really good for fish tacos.
So we got a question here from Deb. She's asking, do we have the DiveLive equivalent of Safari Live's Herbie, which is the security detail underwater? And let me answer that one, Deb. That is no, we don't. We don't need to. Our divers are kind of handling their own security, but also there's really nothing here that could possibly attack or hurt or injure the divers. Even if we saw a shark, sharks do not attack divers. In fact, they often are nervous of divers and will just swim away. So we don't need any kind of security over here.
All right. So kind of around here, as you see, we found another Christmas tree worm just hanging right down here, which is really neat, amongst these starlight corals right here. And kind of next to these corals are growing kind of like these sea blooms and sea rods. One is just one's just a little bit in front of us over here, slowly growing up.
So while we're looking at that, also we got a question over here, and that's from Debbie. She wants to know if the coral reef in this area has experienced any bleaching.
This side of the reef has not experienced any coral bleaching, but there are parts of the Cayman Islands, especially where it's a little bit shallower, where we have experienced a little bit of coral bleaching. And that, of course, is a natural event. You know, there's no real way to kind of avoid that out here. So there are some areas that have that coral bleaching, but there's only so much you can do to prevent it. And a few ways to prevent damaging the reef is by not touching it, not damaging it with feet and hands and all that kind of stuff there. Because the ecosystem is very fragile.
So I'll quickly answer some questions here. Raul wants to know if there are any grouper in the reef, and yes, there are grouper here. Joseph wanted to know if there are sea anemones, and yes, there are sea anemones. But this one from Tony, and this one's for you, Nikai. Are there any historic shipwrecks from the 16 or 1700s in Grand Cayman?
Let's see, that is a really good question. There are, but not as many as other parts of the world, you know. The Cayman Islands was more used as a stomping ground for a lot of merchant vessels. So there wasn't really many shipwrecks around here. But there are a few wrecks around here, whether it be the fairly newest one is the XX Kittiwake, which is a fantastic dive site. But you also do have a few other wrecks out here. Wreck of the Cali, which was another cargo boat that was carrying some rice and managed to get stuck in a storm and actually sank just in front of the harbor of Georgetown. So, maybe not old wrecks, but we do have some wrecks out here that are fantastic to see.
And I just want to do a shout out to Pippa Moolman, the owner of Jeandre Game Reserve, along with Yuri. She's joining us, which is pretty amazing because I didn't know that Pippa stays up this late. But welcome, good to have you with us, Pips. There's also a couple other questions. Jeandre wants to know, is this Graham? Yeah, this is me talking, but I'm up on the surface. Diving down there is Nikai Coney. He's taking us on the dive at the moment. And then Fiona wants to know what that screechy sound is. Now, that sound is Nikai breathing. So you're hearing him taking a breath in every now and again, and there's really nothing we can do about that. So he's got to be able to breathe.
I just had spotted perfect. Down here, guys, we've got two sharp-nosed pufferfish, kind of swimming away. They're a little bit small, but that's actually the size that they will grow up to. Maybe a little bit bigger. These little ones right here, kind of black and white. Oh, off it goes. But those are a little bit of a species of pufferfish that only get maybe about 1 inch to 2 inches in length. Pretty neat, though.
Also, a shout out to my beautiful and wonderful wife, Emily. She's joining us as well, which is great. Good to have you along, Em. And then Chris says he would love to show this to his students on school dives. And absolutely, we're going to be doing school dives, Chris. We're going to be spending a little bit of time after we get started in the beginning of May. For the first month, only the people that support us on the Kickstarter campaign will be able to watch the live dives, and that's why we work things out and just make sure that we're getting everything done correctly. And then after that, it's going to be available for school dives. And really, all of you, we really need your support and help to make this a reality. So please go on over to our Kickstarter page. If you haven't already done it, you can go at divelive.wildearth.tv and become a part of the team and help us make this a reality.
That's right. Now, Graham, we're about 12 to 13 meters now in depth of water here. And we're just approaching a nice, pretty wide figure of coral reef right here with a nice ledge. I'm going to go try and check it out, see if we can find any of those spiny lobsters, or maybe a nice green moray eel.
We've got a question here for you, Nikai, from Joanna. She would like to know, how many years have you been diving?
Can you say that again?
Sure. Joanna would like to know how many years you have been diving for.
Ooh, for me, it's about 10 years. It's probably going to be up to 11 right now. And I'm still learning a lot more, Every day there's always a new skill, or maybe I'm working on the same skill over, whether it be math clearing. So even though I've had a lot of experience diving, I'm still learning more and more. Or seeing even more and more, too.
Elaine wants to know if we can get the Site to Take Discovery credit card, and I think obviously, Elaine, you must be talking about the Kickstarter page. Unfortunately, we cannot control what cards they will or won't accept at all, Elaine. Terribly sorry about that, but thank you very much for wanting to support us.
Now, if you look over here, we got a nice brown tube sponges right over here. Really fantastic, because it's a great home for little things, whether it be hermit crabs, bristle starfish, or maybe even nutrients for turtles. So whenever you're out diving and you see sponges like this, have a look around, because maybe there'll be a turtle swimming by to kind of munch on it, or maybe look inside. You might find some other creatures hanging around there as well.
Okay, so just to cut you off there, sorry, Nikai, you guys have got all of the fiber optic cable. You got to come back a little bit. Okay. You've reached the end of your tether, so to speak.
Alrighty, we'll slowly cruise on back there to decrease that there. We got a nice, beautiful parrotfish over here, eating away at some of the algae that's growing on the reef, which is really fantastic. Again, another great creature to have around here, because if the algae grows too much on the coral, it actually suffocates the coral. So it is really nice to have all these kind of parrotfish, even the blue tang that's hanging around here, to kind of prevent the reef from being suffocated by the algae.
We've got a question here from Debbie. She wants to know how many different shark species can be found in this area.
Can you say that again?
Sure. Debbie would like to know how many different kinds of shark are in this area.
That is a great question. Let's see. You've got nurse sharks, hammerheads, tiger sharks, reef sharks, bull sharks. So around 6. There might be a few more around there. But of course, in the Cayman Islands, we're not really known for shark activity because we're on a mountain. All around the Cayman Island is around 3 to about 24,000 feet deep. So it's very deep. Most of those kind of creatures like to stay a little bit deeper. Plus, the water is really warm. It's around 27 Celsius or about 80.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's a really warm temperature for those sharks there. And they would prefer a little bit colder water. Of course, from time to time, we can see a few of those sharks here and there. But you gotta be very lucky. So hopefully, though, as we're cruising around here, maybe we can find a little nurse shark. You never know.
So we've got a question here, also wanting to know how many different species of coral in the area.
Oh, that's a really good question. I'm not even able to answer that because there's a great amount, over 25 different species of coral and more.
This is an interesting one from Pamela. What is the brightest colored fish?
Ooh, that's gonna have to be up to you, Paola, because there are a very variety of bright colored fish out here. Whether it be the parrotfish, some people do like let's see, the angelfish. There, you get sometimes the queen angelfish. Excuse me, which are very beautiful in yellow, purple, blue kind of colors.
We got a shout out from Patricia saying that the camera work is amazing. So thank you there, Jeandre, for doing that.
Yeah.
Another question from Ian. He wants to know how dangerous are the barracuda to divers?
Barracuda down here aren't that dangerous. Yeah, they do like shiny objects like watches and jewelry, but they're not as dangerous as people perceive them to be. So it's fine to see them out here. Maybe a little bit intimidating because they are pretty big, got a lot of teeth, but they're very harmless. Now, over here, guys, is what we would call staghorn coral. And the reason why is because the coral looks like it's staggering, struggling to figure out which way to go. But that is pretty great. A lot of little small creatures like to live around there. You even got a little damselfish hanging in there, using it as a home.
And just wanted to say hi to Gabs. Great to have you along on the ride, Gabs. And you want to know, will we be diving wrecks in the area? And the answer is yes, we will. There's really one wreck that's quite well known here, which is the USS Kittiwake. We're not going to be diving it in the next few days, but we'll definitely be diving that wreck at some point. Another interesting question here from Tiva. Did this area start out flat and then the coral build on top of coral?
Can you say that question again?
Sure. It's from Tiva, and the question is, did this area start out flat and then have the coral grow on top of other coral?
Maybe thousands and thousands of years ago they started out flat, but a lot of this coral bottom was pretty much brown, and of course coral slowly grew on top of it, and then of course due to the water movement, it probably carved through some of this coral, creating this like lumpy kind of style of coral formation right here. There's a beautiful four-eyed butterfly fish hanging right here, eating some of the little algae off the little soft coral right here, which is really beautiful.
Just to let you know, Nikai, that Rich has pointed out that your tank is slowly slipping out of its harness. Just so you know.
Thank you. I'll definitely make sure that gets sorted out for sure. Alrighty. I'll deal with it as I go on.
Yeah, there we go. It's kind of hanging in there slightly, mate. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. In fact, if you were to push it, you could probably get it up. Yeah.
Come again?
If you just pushed it at the back, you might get it to push back up into place.
Okay. If I can get it there.
While you're doing that, let me quickly answer. Nancy wants to know how far from shore are they? Well, looking out, Nancy, I can see where their bubbles are. They're about 200, 300 feet away from us now, straight out. It's a beautiful day here. It's absolutely flat, calm. The sun is out. There's almost no wind. It's really beautiful up here. Another shout out to Tristan, who is supposed to be asleep. He's in Juma at the moment. So Tristan, you know, I guess you can watch a dive, but dude, you got to get up so early tomorrow morning. Paula would like to know who's diving. Paula, this is Nikai Coney. He's a Caymanian, and he's diving at the moment, and I'm up on the surface. I've got a question there from Debbie for you, Nikai.
Yeah?
How deep is the water where you are now?
What depth I am at it right now?
I'm just saying that they want to know, Debbie would like to know how deep you are.
Right now, I'm around 10 meters again, 30 feet.
Oh, cool. So, Nikai, just to let you know that Amy and Johnny in the UK are watching, and just wanted to say hi to you.
Well, hi, Amy and Johnny. It's good to see you. How's everything doing? It's been a while, eh?
Stacey's pointing out that it's actually only 9 p.m. where Tristan is, and so it's not that late.
You guys, but we got a lovely turtle over here. Nice little hawksbill turtles eating it, or just cruising around a little coral reef there. Really neat.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
And that's the great thing about diving this reef. Sometimes you don't see it much, but then if you constantly go over and over, you'll definitely find all these spectacular creatures hanging around here.
So just tell us again, what kind of turtle is that, Nikai?
This is a hawksbill turtle. If you get a little bit closer, you can kind of see the curvature of its mouth like a hawk's beak.
Yeah, there we go, Emily. That's for you. Hey, you love turtles, and so Nikai went and got you a turtle.
Look how beautiful she is. And it's just slowly cruising across, looking for little places to eat, like algae off the coral, or maybe parts of a sponge.
Now, what is that white? What is that white mark on the back of the turtle there?
It could be like a birthmark, or maybe some type of scarring from some incident earlier on. Kind of hard to tell.
So the folk are asking, how big is that turtle? Liz wants to know, how large is that turtle?
The turtle's about a foot and a bit. Still got a long way to go to get to its full growth.
He or she looks really relaxed,
Yeah.
Wow. And Summer's asking whether or not the turtle is omnivorous.
Come again?
Summer would like to know, is the turtle omnivorous?
Omnivorous? Yeah, pretty much. It will only eat algae and sponges. It doesn't really eat anything meaty.
It's an interesting question here from Judy. She wants to know, how long can a turtle stay underwater before having to come up for air?
Oh, that's a good question. I have yet to fully count how long they can stay underwater for. For probably some of the young ones, maybe around 30 to 45 minutes. And then as they get older, they'll be able to hold on breath for a lot longer, for sure.
We've also got a question here from Jonathan. He wants to know how long you can stay down there with your tank.
What was that question again? How long we can stay down here?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it all depends on our air consumption and the depth we are at. Typically, around anywhere from around 10 meters to 12 meters we can spend a good 45 minutes to maybe an hour and a half. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, look at that. It is so awesome to see that turtle. And you know what I'm amazed by is that turtle is just not scared of you guys at all. I mean, he's just relaxed and cruising along. That's just beautiful. Really beautiful.
Coming across just to our left, we've got a nice school of blue tangs cruising along, eating some of the algae as well. So we'll try to cruise along that way and see if we can show you guys that too.
Bye-bye, Mr. Turtle. Oh, look at those blue tangs. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep, Gabs, you're right. That turtle was surely chilling. But look at that, these tangs, it's quite a good-sized school, that, eh?
Look at them go and eat all the little algae right there. Even some other fish, like the parrotfish, are joining in, or those Bermuda chubs, those little bit larger, grayer fish.
That is just absolutely amazing, eh? And again, they're also just letting you really spend time with them. And Manu has joined us from the Masai Mara. Good to have you with us, Manu. And I know that Jeandre was chatting to Manu just before we went on this dive. Kind of wild, eh? All over the world now, Wild Earth. Oh, there's the turtles back again.
Oh, yeah.
So Paula wants to know, what were the tangs eating on the coral?
Can you say that question again?
Sure. Paula would like to know, what were the tangs eating?
Just little algae off the coral there.
Tiva wants to know, are these fish used to people, or do they all fish react this way to humans?
Can you say that question again?
Sure. Tiva wants to know if these fish are particularly relaxed because they see a lot of people, or is this normal?
To be honest, most fish are a little bit nervous around human interaction. But if you go slow, then they'll kind of slowly accept your presence there. But it all depends. Some fish are just very naturally scared of bigger creatures that are around them. Others will be a little bit more curious and see what happens. They'll kind of keep their distance, but if you were to stay in that area, slowly move around, you'll notice that they'll slowly come closer towards you and allow you to get a little bit closer to them.
All right, you guys have got to the end of your tether again. Alex is waving at me and sort of trying to say, you got to give us a little bit of slack here.
Alrighty, we'll turn around a little bit and again cruise around the reef, see what else we can find.
Well, it's goodbye to the turtle, but well done on that. That was great.
Yeah.
So Carrie would like to know whether or not managers occur in the area. And Carrie, let me answer that question. Yes, there are managers everywhere over here. And I'm assuming you must have misspelled that. So maybe ask the question again. But if you mean, like, are there actual people that are in management roles? Definitely. What exactly is it? The turtle, Valerie would like, hey Valerie, great to have you watching with us. What exactly is the turtle looking for? I think that turtle was just cruising along. I don't think it was looking for anything.
Nothing, the turtle was just cruising along, see what's happening. Sometimes though you can find them looking for sponges to eat, which is really fantastic. They'll cruise around slowly, then they'll find the sponges they want to eat, stop, and then continue on eating it, sometimes ripping it off his base, which is pretty fantastic to watch.
And we just got a comment here from Tiva saying, Nikai, you are very good at this. And I agree, Tiva. Nikai, you are really good at this. Dude, you're a natural for doing this. I mean, we're going to have to get you on DiveLive all the time.
Well, I'm here underwater all the time.
Bianca would like to know, are there any conch shells around?
I haven't seen any conch shells, but we do have them around here.
Hey, Jake's joined us, and he wants to know, are there any eels hanging out in that reef?
Can you ask that question again?
Sure. Are there any eels hanging out in that reef?
There are eels that hang around at this reef, but I have yet to find any at the moment. I am having a look around, but sometimes you can't find them all the time. Let's see.
Okay, so we got a question here from Jeandre, which I'll answer, and that is, she's asking, is habituation the same in the oceans as it is in the bush? And that's a really interesting question, Jeandre. I don't think it's the same thing, and the reason really is that we don't get to spend enough time underwater with the fish to really habituate them. There is an exception to that, and that is when the fish are fed. For example, there's Stingray City here in Grand Cayman, which not now, but in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to be going and diving. And there, the stingrays have been fed for so long that the stingrays are totally habituated to divers. We've got a question from Marcia and Dennis in Spain, and they'd like to know is that would anything attack the sea turtle?
Say that again?
We've got a question here, who are the sea turtle's predators?
The sea turtle's predators would be mainly like sharks, maybe humans. It is a delicacy around the world, but mainly sharks would be the main predators for turtles.
Laurie would like to know, do the fish nibble on you?
Say that again?
Do the fish nibble on you?
I'm sorry, Graham. Can you just say that one more time? I was just catching me right when I was breathing.
Okay, no problem, mate. Actually, don't worry about that. Your pressure gauge is dragging sometimes on the reef. Maybe you should tuck that pressure gauge in there, mate.
Oh, thank you. Try to fix that up there for sure.
Stevie would like to know whether or not you've seen any blue marlins.
Marlin? I have yet to see any. They are some off the wall, but
I'll tell you, I'll answer that. Stevie, the only marlin I've ever seen in my life was actually here on the west side of Grand Cayman, and that was 28 years ago. That's when I worked here, and it was an amazing moment. I only saw the marlin for probably, I don't know, it was like 20 seconds or 30 seconds. It was moving really quickly. It was a black marlin, and it was really amazing experience. Janet's asking who's diving. The answer is Nikai Coney is diving for us at the moment. There's a question from Tom asking if we've seen any barracuda. Yes, Tom. This morning, when I was diving with Jeandre, just after we finished the broadcast and we were coming back to the shore, we saw a barracuda.
Sorry, Graham, was that a question for me?
No, it wasn't, mate. Don't worry. I was just answering another question. Kenny is mentioning that it's being able to interact with the viewers from underwater is unbelievable. I agree, Kenny. It's something that I've wanted to do for so long, and it's so amazing to actually see it happening right now, and actually sort of, for this dream to becoming a reality. And we'd just like to ask all of you, if you haven't already, please go over to our Kickstarter page and become a part of this mission. And really, kind of get behind it and help us make it a reality. You can do that by going to divelive.wildearth.tv.
Have some fantastic barjacks coming passing by here. Over there. Off they go. See if we can find anything over this section of the reef bay.
Tom would like to know what depth you're at and how long before your air runs out.
What's my depth?
Depth and how long?
We're around 8 meters right now, and we're about maybe about 10 minutes left of time to be underwater, just around there. So we're just like, slowly cruising back to where we started our dive, enjoying what we can find out here, and yeah.
Thank you very much, Stacey, for your pledge. We really appreciate it. We're welcome to the team. It's good to have you along. Kenny, we really, really appreciate your support on this project, and we're going to make this a success, and definitely with all of your help.
Again, a beautiful school of blue tanks cruising by again.
Michelle would like to know, what's your favorite fish?
Pardon me?
Michelle would like to know, what is your favorite fish?
Ooh, wow, that's a great question. One of my favorite fish would actually be the yellow-headed blenny, or should I say yellow-headed jawfish. It's about a fish that's about 2 to 3 inches, got a yellow head, and they live in the sand. And what they do is they go up and down, picking little things out in the air, and then they keep that to eat. And if they are scared, they hide in a hole. But what's really amazing about these jawfish is that they actually keep their eggs inside their mouth, almost like how a chipmunk would keep his food in its mouth. Got big old puffy cheeks, and it's really fantastic to see that event where they do have those eggs inside their mouth.
Austin, who's 5 years old, wants to know why you're not wearing a t-shirt.
The water's pretty warm. That's why I'm not wearing a t-shirt or anything like that. There isn't really any microorganisms that are really dangerous out here, so I'm not worried about getting stung or anything like that.
Great to have you with us, Austin. Thank you very much for being a part of this.
Oh, yeah. Look at those tanks go.
Simon is asking what the length will be of the dives in future. Simon, we're going to start off, using open circuit scuba, breathing air, just like Nikai and Jeandre are doing right now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to evolve into using rebreathers. And eventually that's going to get us up to about a 2-hour-long dive. But that's many months away.
Sorry, Graham, I couldn't hear that question.
No, it wasn't a question, mate. It was me answering a question. Don't worry. I know how hard it is to hear.
Oh, yeah. It's a work in progress. But, that's how it is to be underwater. But, guys, I think we're going to kind of end it right now. We're going to kind of slowly make our way, do a little safety stuff. But thank you for joining us today on DiveLive. We'll see you again, and we hope you guys can join us once more in this underwater world out here today.
Thank you very much from me as well. It's been great. We're not going to be doing any more dives for a couple of weeks, but we'll keep you updated on everything. Thanks for everything, guys. See you soon.